Cool. Everything is back on track today. We're Facebook Live. I'm recording to the computer. Life is good. So on Thursday's call, which was my last call last week, we had technical difficulties, and I went back and watched the video, and holy cow, did we ever have technical difficulties. I'm shocked that you guys even stayed on till the end of the call. Honored too. And Alex had asked if we would have a do-over of that call. He had suggested, so we're going to do exactly that. I have 3 key points that I want to share with you today, and I'm going to be speaking to you from page 38 of our playbook. So if you have MREA at home and you're following along, you can go to page 38. I have 3 key points that I want to discuss today. Number 1, predicting success. Thank you, Carol. Number 1, predicting success. The second thing we're going to talk about today is how do breakthroughs happen? And then number 3 is begin with big models. So let's go back and talk about predicting success. And here's what Gary has to say on page 38. And we're talking E to P, going from entrepreneurial to purposeful. And another word for entrepreneurial could be easy or doing what comes natural. Now, here's what Gary has to say. People tend to predict success based largely on a person's natural abilities. Now, I'm going to really slow down and dive deep on every single one of these messages, because I can just stop there and we could have a half-hour conversation on that one sentence. People tend to predict success based largely on a person's natural abilities. I'm laughing because of the background here, guys. I mean, I've got like a small farm going on today. It's one of the cats who's deciding that they want to interrupt our Survive to Thrive call. So that's hilarious. All right. People tend to predict success based largely on a person's natural abilities. Now, let me say that a different way. We tend to predict our own success based on our perception of our natural ability. And most of the time, you're wrong. It's important. This can be problematic no matter where you see yourself in the spectrum. Lots of natural ability can lead to overconfidence. Likewise, lack of natural ability contributes to low confidence, so much so that many never ever attempt tasks that appear to be outside the realm of their natural abilities. I'm going to read that again. So much so that many never ever attempt tasks that appear to be outside the realm of their natural abilities. Page 38. So, question. Define natural abilities in relation to success and real estate sales. Take yourself off mute and talk to me.
And I didn't want to be stuck in Ohio.
I think
So a natural ability would be basically making phone calls, and sometimes you may not want to do it. What I'm hearing is they want you to get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, I've got the gift of gab. I can sell ice to an Eskimo. I'm the world's greatest salesperson. Overconfidence, right? I don't like to make calls. I'm afraid of the phone. Lack of confidence. Define natural abilities in relation to success in real estate sales. Think about the 5 things that generate income for you guys. Lead generation, going on appointments with buyers and sellers, taking listings, writing contracts, practice and role playing your scripts, natural abilities. Those key areas. What does that look like?
Being able to track how many calls you've made.
Okay.
So John,
Yes, Diane.
when I think about natural abilities, I think about how we organically respond to a situation. And so to me, a natural ability is, having like that self-discipline, self-confidence, self-starting attitude and can do. To me, that's a natural ability that will lead to the skills that you need to train on to, get to finish the task or get through what you need to do for those leads, for those appointments. If I look at it.
And I think that's a great answer, Diane. Well done. Very well done. You're right. And is there a ceiling on how far you can go just based on natural ability? Say yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There is. Now, the next question is, what skill set defines success in real estate? If I'm playing football, I'm going to practice blocking and tackling. If I am a real estate agent, what are the skills that define my success in real estate?
Well,
Ability to master scripts.
Master your scripts. How about lead conversion? Is lead conversion a skill?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. How about making listing presentations? Is that a skill?
Yeah.
Yep.
How about closing for the listing at the listing table? Is that a skill?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. How about overcoming objections? Is that a skill?
Yes.
How about pricing properties? Is that a skill?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. How about understanding how to price ahead of the market in a shifting market? Is that a skill?
Yep.
Yes. How about finding seller listings when there are no seller listings? Is that a skill?
Big time.
Well, we could stop and talk about that one all day long. I was having a conversation with one of our real estate agents yesterday, and she was sharing with me, and when I say one of our real estate agents, I mean one of the agents in the Coral Springs Market Center, right? One of my agents. And she was sharing with me that she has written multiple offers for the buyers that she is currently working with. She had a situation where she actually offered $475,000 on a $450,000 listing, waiving appraisals, and it sold to someone for $490,000. Can that get frustrating? Say yes.
Yes.
Yes. So the answer is find a property that's not on the market. If you could find a property that's not on the market, you're not going to have multiple offers. Here's the other thing that I would do if I were in real estate today is market your buyers. Everybody talks about marketing your sellers. Market your buyers. Put a list together of the buyers that you're currently working with. And I don't mean mention them by name. I simply mean I have a buyer that's looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage home with a pool and bless you, in blank school district up to $450,000. I have another buyer who's looking for, and send that out on a postcard to a neighborhood. If this describes your home, give me a call. I could have a full price offer for you, or actually a buyer who would pay above market value without one showing. All right, that was a bunny trail, but I hope that helped. The truth about ability is that it is neither set nor predetermined. However, it can be developed or it can be wasted. All right, point number 2. How do breakthroughs happen? Start with models. By starting with models, you can push your ceiling. This is still in MREA. I am still on page 38, 39, and 40. All right. By starting with models, you can push your ceilings higher and eventually break through them. The second truth about ceilings is that even great models have limitations. So eventually you'll hit a new ceiling. The answer to breaking through the next ceiling is to adapt the model. Don't abandon it. Adapt the model. This is where creativity comes in. Start with models, only introduce creativity when you've hit a ceiling, and you introduce creativity in order to have a breakthrough. So the next question I have for you: what is one way we could adapt our lead generation model or our organizational model in order to break through the next ceiling? Take yourself off mute and give me an example. Think about your lead generation model. You've hit that first level of natural ability, you've had a breakthrough, and now we're talking about the next ceiling after that. How would you adapt your lead generation model in order to have a breakthrough? How would you adapt your organizational model in order to have another breakthrough?
Increase what you're doing.
Okay, so change the metrics for your standards for lead generation. Okay, that's one example. Somebody give me another one.
To delegate some of the tasks, the follow-up, for instance, putting the information into the database after you've made your calls.
Okay, Valerie, you're on track. You're thinking of that lead generation model. You're thinking of that organizational model, and I heard delegate. So when I think models, I think of the triangle that's in the very first part of this group, and the 3 L's that are in that triangle: leads, listings, and leverage. So I'm adapting my lead generation model. Would hiring an ISA adapt your lead generation model?
Yes.
Yes.
100% it would. You know, I got my start in real estate as a prospector for a real estate team. That means I was hired to come into the office and make prospecting calls. I didn't go on appointments. I was an ISA. That team, by the way, in the 4 years that I was on that team, went from 80 sales per year to 247 in the last year that I was a part of that team.
Almost tripled.
Did they break through ceilings?
Yes.
Yep, they did. Give me one more example before we move on. Give me an example of how you would adapt your lead generation model today in order to find more listings.
That's going on with more appraisals than.
Tough question, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
It
that's
is.
circle prospecting.
Circle prospecting. Thank you, Camille. Great answer.
Or, I mean, just the normal things that we should be doing. Expired, door knocking.
All right, I'm going to give you one.
Uh-oh.
I want you to create a list of why a for sale by owner should hire you versus selling their home by owner. I was thinking back to 2005 and 2006 before the market shifted. And I was having a conversation with Monica this morning. Monica's my wife, for those of you on the call who don't know. And Monica and I started the Dietz team in 2008. But prior to that, I was a real estate agent for a team, that same team that sold 247 homes my last year on the team. By the way, that was 2005 in a market very similar to the market that we're in today. In other words, there was no inventory. Nobody was selling, and the homes that were hitting the market were selling like that, which means for sell by owners were extremely successful, and they had no reason to hire a real estate agent. And yet most of my listings, and I'm not saying this to impress you, as Tony Robbins would say, don't be impressed. I want to impress upon you that if I can do this, so can you. In that market, I was listing an average of 12 homes every single month, and 90% of those were from for sell by owners. Matter of fact, the last year that I was on the Gary and Nikki team, we closed 247 deals, with 50% of those coming from listings, and I took 90% of those listings. And most of those came from for sell by owners. So I had to find a way to help them self-discover that even though they could sell their home by owner, they were better off hiring me. Now, what is your message? In Shift, Gary says your message and your method need to match the market that you're in. So in today's market, what is your message? What is your message to those for sale by owners? Why not start with what does a great buyer look like?
By the way, that includes the buyers.
Can I share with you what a great buyer looks like to me? Are you attracting that buyer? If you're not attracting that buyer, who are you attracting? If the average for sale by owner is selling for 90% of the asking price in 90 days, and I'm selling my listings at an average of 98% of the asking price in 30 days, how much money are you losing by selling your home by owner? What is your holding cost? How much money does it cost you every 30 days not to sell your home? Is that adapting your lead generation model? Say yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yes. Could that help you break through a ceiling?
yeah.
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
Hey, John,
All right.
can I-
Yes,
I
talk to me.
discovered-
Yes.
Zillow changed their website. Zillow is making it very if you're FISBO on Zillow, you could, they push you to an agent. Either the first button is contact agent, down on the bottom, it's contact agent. They hide the seller's phone number. So even Zillow is pushing everyone toward a realtor.
Yep.
Yeah, and maybe tomorrow we'll go deep on that conversation, Sarah. Thank you for that heads up. There's a reason they're doing that, guys. There's a reason. And the only thing I'm going to tell you on today's call, because it's important, is if you have Zillow reviews, go get them before they go away, because they're
Oh,
going
you know
away.
what? I was just going to ask you that.
They're going away. There's a reason why Zillow got reviews, by the way. It was genius. It had nothing to do with trying to help you. It was to capture your data.
Yep.
Very
Got it.
smart.
I copied and I pasted them on my PDF on my
Yeah.
website.
Yeah, smart, Eddie. I'm telling you, they're going away.
Yep.
We'll go deep on that.
In most cases, they're gone away. I've seen a lot of agents complain about it.
Chad, it really depends on where you live.
Yeah.
Yeah, because market by market, they're coming. And guys, they're gonna be your number one competitor. I promise you. It's not gonna be Remax. It's not gonna be Coldwell Banker. Whoever you're with, if you're with Remax, don't get mad at me. Zillow is gonna be your number one competitor.
Yeah.
Get ready.
It was
Not
something
already
that
a
you
Zillow
said.
agent.
Yeah, it was something that you said yesterday that it really struck me. And when you said there's an opportunity to take ground and don't give it back. And that really stuck with me yesterday.
Thank you,
And the
Chad.
relationship piece is really important to what we do.
Thank you.
Yes,
Guys, one more thing, because this is super important. Please listen. Because Zillow is coming to your market and they're going to be a part of your MLS, if you say anything negative about them on social media, they can file an ethics complaint against you. So keep it positive. Okay. All right. Bunny trail. All right. Number 3.
Important one, John.
Yeah, right. Number 3, begin with big models. The bigger the model, the farther you can write it before hitting a ceiling. The bigger the model, the farther you can write it before hitting a ceiling. The foundational models of the Millionaire Real Estate Agent are founded on 3 cornerstones, excuse me, can't even read my own writing. 3 cornerstones: leads, listings, leverage. Listen to me. For 9 months, we have closed this call the same way every day. It's a model. It's a lead generation model. It's a big lead generation model. What is work? What model do we close every Survive to Thrive coaching call with? What model is it, guys? It's either the economic model, the lead generation model, the organizational model, or the budget model. Which model is it?
It's the lead generation.
Is it a small? Thank you. Awesome job. Is it a big model or is it a little model?
Big.
Now, Here's my last question before we close today's call. What would your real estate business look like if you were hitting that model? If you were hitting the standards that we define in the what is work lead generation model, what would your real estate business look like a year from now? What would it look like 5 years from now?
MREA.
Big. Big. Really big. Everybody on this call has the opportunity and the ability to do that. Is there talk going on about what's the background noise? Yeah, it's Monica.
John, I would
Yes.
like to add whether the confidence is high or you feel we don't have the natural ability, the bold law, our business grows to the extent that we do, is going to cover both bases. If I'm overconfident, if I'm really to be humble and learn what people have done that are more highly successful than I am, I would grow more. If I have lack of confidence and put myself in settings such as this to grow, then I'm going to do better. So my business will grow to the extent that I do.
Love, love, love that. Shirley, you're awesome. You crushed it. Ryan, I'm coming to you. I see your hand and I saw your message. Be, do, have. Be, do, have. That's what Shirley was just speaking to. It starts with be. Who you become by participating in bold is more important than what you get. It's be. It's always be. Ryan, talk to me.
Yes, the reason why I raised my hand is because I remember August 13th, that was the day I signed the contract to join Keller Williams. Before then, when I met you the first time, I brought my resume and everything. You were saying how great I am. So like, I knew that as soon as I got into real estate, I was gonna crush it because you saw my resume as a 21 years old. Now, 5 months later, nothing has happened yet. So like, I was just wondering if there's anything I was doing wrong. And I had a call last week with Michael Topo about like better things to do. So it's not only about having the natural abilities, positioning yourself to a point where people are talking to you and where you're getting the appointment. Because I was making the phone calls. I'm making phone calls, but no one was answering. That was my problem. So today I just started like waking up very, very early and start calling people at like 7. And I already had 3 phone calls for the day and I'm not done yet. So it's just studying, but it's not only about natural ability, like that's one thing, but positioning yourself in a point where you have the opportunity to get the chance to get the listing. So that's all I wanted to say.
Ryan, I love that. And by making calls earlier, are you having more conversations? Because I know one of the challenges you mentioned was no one was answering their phone. Are you getting more people to pick up the phone?
Yes, the logic is I'm not the only real estate agents making cold calls. And like top producers, I'm starting making phone calls at 7 o'clock. So if I'm trying to start making phone calls at 10 o'clock, no one's going to answer because they already got 1,000 phone calls in the morning. So what I need to do is instead of starting making phone calls at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock after this call, I can wake up early and start making phone calls at 7. So I'm the first agent they are talking to, and I'm the first agent scheduling the appointment, and I'm the first agent listing the home.
There you go.
It was a logic by Michael Topo, and I'm really grateful for that.
I'm grateful as well. And that's another great example of adapting your lead generation model.
John,
absolutely. And you've had an E to P moment, Vivian. I promise I'm coming to you next. And you had an E to P moment around lead generation. And I love that. And the other thing that I would encourage you to do is go knock on the door. If they're not answering the phone, go knock on the door. Okay, Vivian.
Sorry, I didn't raise my hand. I'm not used to using the little hand thing. Isn't that kind of early to call people to lead generate 7 a.m.?
100% it is. 100% it is. And it's not endorsed by your market center. It's not endorsed by me, the team leader. It's not endorsed by Richard Bass. So is it early? Yes. Are there rules around this? Yeah. And I'm going to tell you what a real quick story around an article that I wrote 15 years ago. So I wrote this article on lead generation, and I was doing exactly what Ryan was doing. And I just got hammered, meaning I got real estate agents who were making comments like, how dare you? You shouldn't be calling that early, right? And I sent a copy of the article to Gary Keller, and I sent a copy of the responses that I was getting, and Gary responded. His response was, I started at 6:30 a.m. onward.
Love it.
Okay.
Enough said.
Well, what else could you say?
Well,
So Vivian, yeah, it's early. And I'll tell you what, when you want success as much as you want to breathe, you'll get on the phone and make calls at 7 in the morning.
yep.
Eric Thomas.
Yeah. I was going to say, Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher.
Love him.
Yeah, by the way, am I saying anything negative about people who aren't on the phone at 7 a.m.? No, I'm not. If you never want to make a phone call yet you still want to have a massively successful real estate career, cool. What does that look like? Not only do you not have to start making calls at 7 a.m., you never have to make a call. I could go knock on doors all day long until I've had 20 conversations done. I hit my standard. I could go to network meetings, one after another, after another, after another, after another, and talk to professionals in my market about business to business referrals until I've had 20 conversations done. There are more ways to do this than just picking up the phone. All right, what does work?
What is work? Work is 20 conversations a day, not 18, not 17 conversations. When I have 17 conversations and I stop because it's close enough, I have settled. The 18th conversation could have been $1 million listing that I did not get, and I didn't know about it because I settled. Do not settle. Go, Chandra.
Purpose of the call is to make care calls, not sales calls. Always lead with gratitude. Remember to say, thank you for taking my call. I appreciate you. Bring value to every single conversation. Every day in every conversation, focus on getting one face-to-face appointment with someone that wants to sell real estate, getting a referral, adding one person to my database. Go, Shoshana.
Set non-negotiable standards. Live up to those standards. 20 conversations a day is a standard. One face-to-face appointment per day is a standard. Adding one person to my database every single day is a standard. Go, Melissa.
Find someone today that is thinking of buying or selling real estate, whether it's 3 months from now, 6 months from now, or 1 year from now. It doesn't matter because I will need listings and buyers a year from now. I'm looking for opportunity, period. Not opportunity today, opportunity, period. Go, Sarah.
Because I have entered those 250 people into my pipeline, I follow up with them forever because I reject rejection. No is not a word that lives in my vocabulary. No means not yet. Because I follow it up every single day, I have created emotional proximity. People don't change their minds. They make a new decision based on new information. And since I have emotional proximity, when they make a new decision, they hired me. I keep calling because success is absolutely guaranteed. Make it a great day.
Bam. Awesome. You guys are getting really, really good at that. You're getting really, really good at that. Oh my gosh, nothing else to say. Just drop the mic and everybody make it a great day.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, John. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
Have
Jen.
an awesome day.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.